The world's second most popular electric vehicle will soon launch a new version, which I predict will make it the most popular electric vehicle on the face of planet Earth. Sounds crazy? Well, here's why I predict that will happen. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. Great to have you here on the channel. I'm going to get straight into this video because I love this car. I love what it does for so many people who can't afford something better, or they just don't want to buy anything that costs more money because this is all they really need. I love the fact that this is providing electric mobility to hundreds of thousands of people now and millions of people in the future. And I love the paradigm shift that this EV brings to the market. I love the fact that it's actually making a lot of people rethink their transportation. Do I need a car? Do I need a big car? Can I use an electric scooter? Can I use an electric bike? Can I use an electric mini car? I mean, that's safer than a bike, isn't it? Well, the most popular electric vehicle in China for every single month last year, the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV is getting a long-range version that will come with 280 kilometers of range. Why does this matter? Well, we believe the price will be around $8,000 US for this vehicle with this range. 280 kilometers of range. I mean, question to you. Would you buy one of these for $8,000 US with 280 kilometers of range? That's 3 meters long. It's not very big. It's pretty small. But honestly, I know lots of people that paid more money than that for an electric bicycle. It doesn't get anywhere near 280 kilometers of range. Doesn't even get 100 kilometers of range. So I think this is a genuine bargain. But the interesting thing is here. Let's face reality. Imagine if this car was available in New Zealand, where you get an $8,000 incentive. That's not $8,000 US, it's 8,000 New Zealand dollars, but that's going to bring the price down to around $2,000 US, right? Or in Australia, you get a $4,000 incentive. It's not the best, but it's still going to bring the price down to around $5,000 US. Or in the US, where there's a $7,000 US tax credit. Or in Europe, where there's many different tax credits that could potentially cover the entire cost of this car. That's an interesting way to consider it. One of the biggest attractions of this vehicle in China is the low price. It's made possible by its small battery. However, with this new version, Wuling and General Motors and SAIC will be doubling the size of the battery, making this an interesting proposition because now it actually will qualify for incentives in China to the customer. Before, it doesn't qualify because it doesn't give enough range to qualify for the incentives. So now, because the range is longer, it will qualify, meaning it actually qualifies for $2,500 US Chinese incentive. This brings the price back down to around $6,000 US, negating the increased cost of the larger battery. It's the perfect scenario. On top of that, Car News China says that the long-range version will earn Wuling and SAIC and General Motors more new energy vehicle credits per car sold, and these credits are around $1,000 US, meaning the company themselves will make more profit, increasing their margins. New competitors, though, in the mini EV segment are popping up almost weekly. It's impressive to see. So the long-range Hongwan Mini EV will keep Wuling one step ahead of the competition. The great news is Wuling will soon launch this new mini EV, coming with a range of 280 kilometers. It's a very big improvement compared to the current model. The long-range version also comes with a few advantages. One of those, it's a little bit longer. It's about 7 centimeters longer, or about 8 centimeters longer than the current model. That's in order to accommodate its bigger battery pack, which is a 26.5 kilowatt hour battery. Now you're probably thinking, how can a 26.5 kilowatt hour battery give this vehicle 280 kilometers of range? Well, it's actually about only 750 kilos in weight, which is less. I mean, that's about a third the weight of a BMW 3 Series, which is electrified in China. The electric 3 Series in China weighs 2.2 tons. So it's almost exactly 1/3 of the weight of that vehicle. Currently in China, there are 4 batteries available on this tiny EV. So it comes in 4 different variants. The first one uses LFP batteries and has a 9.3 kilowatt hour battery. Its range is about 120 kilometers. They have another version which uses NMC batteries or ternary batteries, and it has a 9.2 kilowatt hour battery as well. That one has a slightly longer range than the LFP version. Then there's 2 other versions, both with bigger LFP and NMC batteries. They have a 13.9 and 13.8 kilowatt hour battery respectively. So the LFP battery is 13.9, the NMC battery is 13.8. And both will give a range of about 170 kilometers. So you can see here, right? The lithium iron phosphate batteries have significantly improved to the point where the energy density is virtually the same of the LFP and the NMC batteries in these cars. The 26.5 kilowatt hour battery really, in my view, is the perfect battery for this tiny vehicle. 280 kilometers of range, in my view, is the sweet spot. And if you can get that for $5,500 US, well, let me know in the comments if that's something you would consider. The appearance of this vehicle will generally be the same as the original model, but it does have some small upgrades, including LED front and rear lights. In addition to that, the interior has some little upgrades as well, including diamond pattern seats, a Napa steering wheel, dashboard and door panels that look a bit nicer, and floor mats to make this vehicle look a bit more refined and a bit more expensive than the other models. In addition to that, the motor gets an upgrade from 20 kilowatt to 30 kilowatt, making it, well, 33% more powerful, and also giving this vehicle the ability to go over 100 kilometers an hour, which is the kind of area where, if you can't do 100 kilometers an hour on the freeway, then you get a little bit scared potentially. But this vehicle should be able to do about 110, which means that you'd have no problem driving it in any environment. In addition to that, they're also bringing out a convertible version. Wuling will launch the convertible version soon, they're saying, and it will also come with the bigger 26.5 kilowatt hour battery and the 30 kilowatt motor, which is, by the way, 41 horsepower. Now, the battery voltage is 115 volts, which apparently is a good number for such a small vehicle. However, there is one drawback to the cabriolet version, or the convertible version. It has a weight of 925 kilo, which is 205 kilo more than the current heaviest Mini Wuling Hongwan EV. Now, in China, these vehicles are spanning variant upon variant upon variant. I've made other videos about other different models of this car and other companies making similar vehicles and bringing out Disney variants and all kinds of things. They love this kind of thing in China. In a short time, apparently, we'll see a Mini Hongwan EV in a Game Boy version. It will have a different exterior design and a 24 kilowatt motor, and apparently some other Game Boy type features. We don't know what those are yet. This car has changed the game in the Chinese car market, with annual sales of over 424,000 last year. And this is the vehicle that has led General Motors to claim that they are leading the electric revolution globally. Now, by the way, General Motors don't actually build this car. Wuling builds this car. Not even SAIC built it. Wuling actually built it as part of the tri-venture. General Motors own 33%, SAIC, which is a state-owned Chinese company, owned 33%, and Wuling owned 33%. Now, you would think that maybe the American government would see this as questionable, that General Motors is sort of in bed with the Chinese government, which is basically what they're doing right now by partnering with the Chinese government to build this electric car, because SAIC is the Chinese government. So that's sort of what's happening here. I don't care about this, but it's just interesting to see what the American government would say about this if asked to give their thoughts. And I'm interested to know what you think as well. I think Wuling have done a fantastic job on this car. And honestly, I love the fact that General Motors is part of this. I think it's great. I think this is the kind of car which, if they were sold in many countries around the world, even if you don't want one, I think there's still many people that want one. Students, people with getting their first car, people that just live in a city and they only drive within the city, within small streets. It could be great for if you've got a really tiny car parking space. It could be great for people in countries where, like Southeast Asia, great for people in India, Taiwan, areas where there's very little space to use. And ultimately, I see vehicles like this doing something similar to the way that electromobility has changed many parts of the world now. I see them giving the power of mobility to the masses. And that, my friends, is a fantastic thing. Thanks for watching the channel, and I'll see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.